Should you go to a coding bootcamp in 2020? Are they worth it? Stay tuned to find out more. Hi guys, this is Nick from Mobile Code Media. Thanks for checking out my video. I want to give a few disclaimers first. First disclaimer. I've been working as a professional software developer for well over a decade and have a bachelor's degree in computer science. And I've never attended a coding bootcamp before, but I know people that have and have investigated them myself. Second disclaimer. I can only speak in general terms because I don't know which bootcamp you're considering attending. Some of them are better than others. I also don't know you personally. I don't know what your strengths and weaknesses are, and I don't know how you learn or what motivates you. So again, I can only speak in general terms about coding bootcamps and what I would do if I were you. With all that being said, whether I was a complete beginner or I was a seasoned developer looking to learn new skills, I would not pay money to go to a coding bootcamp. This especially includes borrowing money and the new trend, these income share agreements. Before you jump all over me, let me explain why I hold these beliefs. First, they tend to cost a lot of money, and you already have options that aren't expensive. If you're going to pay cash for these schools, then it's not quite as bad because you won't be in debt when you finish, especially if it takes a while to find a job. Remember, when you borrow money, the only guarantee you have is that you'll have to pay that money back, and with interest. I know the income share agreements are starting to get a little more popular, but let's take a look at a site that scrutinizes them a bit. So I wanted to take a look at a couple links that I found doing research on ISAs. So I found this link from Forbes and start out here by talking about how they do have benefits, how you only pay from your employment salary, and how there are minimum income requirements, so they can't come after you if you are making no money or minimum wage. And then some of the math here is shown. 7% return for them is pretty good in the 0 to negative interest rate environment that we're entering pretty soon here. So that's good for them, not so good for you. And kind of some of the thoughts here that he has about how these are not quite as regulated as federal student loans, so you need to be really careful with them, and I'll go over that a little bit more after this, after going over these links. And so here's one from Dave Ramsey. I don't really follow him too much, but he pretty much follows the idea that you should never borrow money, so I would expect that from him in a way. And he kind of just talks about how you're technically in debt from this loan and kind of how they impact you over time and how they can technically, I believe he talks about here, how these are contracts and the debt gets sold at some point if you don't pay it. So you just have to be really careful with these things because the people that write these agreements are lawyers and other legal professionals that have been doing this stuff a lot longer than you. So unless you're hiring a good lawyer yourself, good lawyer, that will explain this all to you and make sure that you're in the clear if things go badly, I don't see why you need to put yourself into that legal risk when there are so many other options available. Now you may be asking yourself, what are these options this guy's talking about? Well, we live in a time where access to information has never been easier or cheaper to get. If you want to learn how to do drywall repair or change a sink faucet, there are tons of free or cheap information available online. You just have to be patient and diligent finding good information and then applying that information. You can get top-rated Udemy courses for $11 or find free stuff on YouTube. You can also post questions on Udemy courses or read through the comments of other people that have taken the lesson before you. But let's take a quick look at what's actually available online. So earlier I gave a quick search to if you wanted to learn JavaScript. A lot of these coding bootcamps are JavaScript based. They end up teaching Node for the back end, and then you'll do something like React or Angular on the front end. So all JavaScript based. I mean, this is probably a good starting point here. You could try something like this $11.99 coding complete JavaScript course. Or it's well rated. I understand, ratings can be skewed a little, but maybe find one that you like, or talk to people who see what they have bought or buy multiple ones yourself and see which ones you like. Also, if you don't want to spend any money, I did a quick search just on MySQL to see if I could learn it. Traversy Media does really, really good tutorials. So I haven't listened to this one myself, but it's an hour and 11 minutes. I'm pretty sure this is going to be really good, and it's free. Or you can get kind of a cursory look at some of these things. There's a 10-minute one. Here's one that's 4 hours. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of good information in this because this is the free Code Camp one, and they kind of curate really good tutorials, so that's a good one to have. But you kind of might be saying right now that you need like a personal tutor. Well, what about joining a local meetup group or using online bulletin boards or Facebook groups, kind of like around the type of coding you want to do? In all my years, I have never seen a group turn away somebody that is obviously trying. When you ask a question and provide a code sample that shows considerable effort, most other developers respect that and will help you out a little. It's only when you come in with a half-hearted attempt and ask for free help that other developers will get irritated and put you down or ignore you. Part of being a developer is being able to read the documentation, process the information, or be able to find the answer. So you might as well start figuring out how to find answers now. From the people that I've come across that went to boot camps, I've noticed that some of them felt that they needed to be cut off from the rest of the world and forced to code by somebody. I'm not sure I really like that approach. They also felt that this would be a quick way to success, like some quick weight loss plan. You're really better off learning at a moderate pace where you take daily action, because you'll see positive results quicker than you think. And the daily action stuff over long periods of time is really what sticks. One of my other major concerns is the potential teaching quality of those running the courses. Like, how long have they been coding professionally? Are they simply a graduate of the course themselves? Are they great coders, but maybe not great at teaching? Because in life, you need to be really, really careful who you take advice from. And that includes me, by the way. Don't just trust some guy on YouTube telling you what he thinks you should do. Listen, but then go off and do your own research and come to your own conclusions. In the end, I'm only giving you my researched opinion. Your situation may be different. Now let's look at another site regarding coding boot camps that I found. So this one speaks to quite a few grievances. One, you won't come out quite as good as you think you are. Though I would also argue a lot of times that falls also under a computer science degree from college. I know a lot of people that graduated and felt like they didn't fully get their money's worth on that. It talks about changing careers. And one of the things is it's saying bootcamp placement numbers can be misleading. You only know what they tell you, and statistics are pliable, so they can be changed to whatever they kind of suit what fits them, because it's whatever they really want to put out there. And if they have some statistics that match that, then they can still publish those and it still be valid, even though maybe the sample size isn't quite as large as it should be or whatever. I'm just saying, if you're going to do it, at least do some due diligence and see where they got these numbers and run the numbers yourself. Another one is quality complaints. So like I was saying about professors, the teachers for these courses, you would at least want to do due diligence and see who they are, how long they've been teaching, have they been in the field themselves, and ask maybe other people that have taken them before and see if they are good teachers, because very possible they might be great coders, but not the best at showing other people how to do it. And this is also speaking to the same thing about how the length of time might not be enough. Bootcamp grads have flooded the market. You may decide you don't want to get in if in your area there's a lot of bootcamp grads and it has compressed market wages. So that's something you're going to want to look into. And I don't agree with everything this article says. It just had some really good points. So just how, depending on the bootcamp you attend and your commitment, you might not be ready for a job when you're done with the class. I could say the same for college, though. Job placement numbers are fuzzy, so there's risk there. So I've talked about all the reasons I would not go to a coding boot camp, but I'm also not saying that college is the answer either. Besides the massive expense for either, college has a lot of opportunity costs, since you have a few years where you're not only not making money, but you're paying to learn. So it all depends on you and with you being honest with yourself on how hard you're willing to work. But debt shouldn't be taken lightly. When you're starting off on your career path, you want to be able to travel as lightly as possible so you can move where the opportunity is without having these massive chains around your neck. Especially the federal loans, because those can never be discharged, so that's a big deal. But it's your life, and we all have to live with the consequences of our choices. So good luck to you, and I wish you the best. And again, this is only my opinion. You should do your own research. I don't know you personally, so I can't say exactly what you should do. I can only speak in general terms from what I have seen myself and from being in the field for over a decade. In closing, we're all coders or aspiring coders, and it's easy to sit at your desk all day and not move around. So make sure you take some time to get up, walk around, go outside, smell the fresh air. Life is short, so make sure that you're enjoying it. This is Nick from Mobile Code Media, and if you found this content useful, I'd appreciate you hitting that like button and leaving a comment telling me what you think. As a web developer, it's really important to have a live site where you can showcase your work and offer your services for sale. I know that a lot of people recommend AWS or DigitalOcean, but there's nothing quicker to set up or easier to manage than a shared hosting account while still leaving you with full control over your site's files. Shared hosting is only a few bucks a month, and you don't have to worry about managing the server or if security software is up to date because they manage all of that. You also get access to cPanel Included, which is a web control panel that makes it super easy to manage your site. If you have any issues, customer support is there 24/7 to help, so give them a try. Now, I'm an affiliate for Bluehost, so I get paid for recommending their services, but I wouldn't recommend them if I didn't feel like their services were worth it. If you sign up under my affiliate link via mobilecodemedia.com/hosting, then I get paid a commission and it helps keep my channel going. The link is in the description.